for attending Ukulele with me, Matt Lush. So, on this short course, you're going to be learning what is a ukulele, how do you spell ukulele, how do you pronounce ukulele, as well as learning some chords and some other keywords to eventually be able to play the song My Lighthouse by Rend Collective. Some of the key words you're going to need to know to do this are chords that I've already mentioned. Now, a chord is something where you hear more than one sound at a given time. So, for example, this is a note, and there's loads of them. Those are your notes. But a chord is when you hear more than one note. Like that. Like that, okay? And again, there's loads of them. So we're going to be learning some chords. In order to do that, you're going to need to know what frets are. Now, some of you might know this, so sorry if this is incredibly patronising, but if you don't know, frets are the stripes, okay? See these stripes? They're all the way up the ukulele. They are not the gold bars. If you put your finger on a gold bar, you're going to get a sound like this. If you put your finger in the gap, you're going to get a lovely resonance like that. So not the bar, but yes to the gap. Lovely, so that's what we're aiming for. I'll use numbers for these frets. So this is fret number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 6, got you, haha. And my ukulele goes up all the way to 12, I imagine yours will as well. We're only going to be using 1, 2, 3, as far as I'm aware. So, as well as frets, you need to know the word strum. Now, if you don't know the word strum, that is essentially what this hand does, your other hand, okay? And I like to imagine I'm holding a penny or a coin like that. I then kind of bring my other fingers up so that they are flat, okay? And then I just essentially scratch the strings like that. The reason I do that, you could use your thumb. There's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, if you do it for a long time, you're going to end up blistering, and then, well, I told you now, it's just not my fault. Use your nails, they're much harder. And then you get a lovely sound like that. Okay, so frets, strum, chords, and last but not least, these things are called tuners, okay? Not spelled like the fish. They are T-U-N-E-R, tuners, and there is a video on how to tune your ukulele. I would recommend you watch that. You want it to sound like that. If once you've got that sounding good, try not to fiddle with these. If it goes out of tune, just give it a little tweak. Be gentle. That's all you need to know. So there you go. That's your ukulele basics. Okay, so the song My Lighthouse uses 4 chords: F, C, A minor, and G. Chords are all named after a letter from the alphabet. Some have the word minor afterwards, which I'll explain in a little bit, and if they don't have the word minor after them, then they're just standard letters, okay? So F, C, A minor, and G. Now, we're not going to learn them in that order. We're going to learn them progressively. We're going to start with one finger, so as long as you've got one of these, probably the one you use to pick your nose, you're going to be fine. And then we're going to move to chords with 2 fingers, and then chords with 3 fingers, and that's as many as we need for this song, which is ideal. Okay, so first chord we're going to learn is C, the C chord. All you need to know is that you need this finger, okay, and that we're going to use our strumming hand over here. So, for the purpose to make this nice and easy, when you are playing your ukulele, so back needs to be flat on your stomach like that, your right hand comes down, and your left hand is like a Lego person's hand that pops underneath, okay? So, all you need is this finger. You're going to keep that underneath. My thumb is halfway down the back. You can see there, look, like that, okay? And I'm in what's called playing position at the moment. And we're going to learn our C chord. Now, to make things nice and simple, the string which is closest to your chin, I'm going to call the top string. And the string that's closest to your legs or your feet, if you sat or stood up, whatever, is the bottom string. And if you want to number them, string 1, string 2, string 3, string 4. Hopefully yours sound like that, okay? Now the C chord, we're going to use string 4, or the bottom string. and you're going to use the finger that I just mentioned, the one that you pick your nose with. And you're going to count up to the 3rd fret. So we've got 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret on the bottom string. So I'm now going to push down on the 3rd fret on the bottom string, make my coin strumming shape, and it should sound like that. Give that a couple plays. Now what you might find is that your hand starts to cramp slightly. If you want to wrap your other fingers up and hold them underneath, that's fine. Make sure that thumb is there and you've got a curly finger, okay? If you've got a flat finger, then when we start using the other strings, you're going to get noises like that. So a curly finger, thumb halfway down, make that strumming shape. Strum all 4 of the strings and push down that 3rd fret on the bottom string, and if you want you can sing a note like that. So your C chord, 3rd fret, 4th string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Easy peasy. I'm just going to have a small gap here, John Mark. And now we're going to do the A minor chord. Okay, so that C chord sounded nice and happy, didn't it? Makes you want to smile. Some chords on the ukulele and other instruments they just sound so sad. Like that, that's a really sad chord. Some of them sound really confused. Some sound so sad. Others sound really happy like that, yeah. Okay, so we're going to do A minor. Now, if you don't know what the word minor means, it basically says this is a sad sounding chord. There are major versions, that's the A major, but A minor we're going to do, like that. Now you will have noticed, if you were watching my hand closely, that this chord is also just one finger. Okay, now I use that one, your middle finger, I'm not going to turn that around, and it goes on the top string, or the 1st string, so that one up here, okay, that one, and it goes on the 2nd fret. So that's just one finger, your middle finger on the 2nd fret. You can see how my other fingers are now up in the air, pointing out of the way. My thumb is still halfway down the back. Gonna make that strumming shape. And it should sound like that. Nice sad sound, A minor. If you're comfortable with that, what I would like you to do now is see if you can use your 3rd finger, this one here, okay? See if you can swap it to C down there. So I'm not using that finger now, I'm using my 3rd one. I'm using C, and then I'm going to go to A minor. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm kind of giving one finger per fret. So that's C, just having a little go swapping like this in your own time, and then A minor. Then you're going to go back to C again. And then you're going to go to A minor. And you can do this as many times as you want until you're feeling comfortable, until you can go. Like that. Okay? C and A minor. Hello, welcome back. So, hopefully your C chord and your A minor chord have been going swimmingly, using that 3rd finger and that 2nd finger and your nails on the strings. The next chord that we're going to learn is F. So I've purposely done this in order of 1-finger chords, C and A minor, and now we're going to move on to a 2-fingered chord. So you need these two, the piece ones, or if you've ever played rock, paper, scissors, this is the scissors, okay? Or if you've ever picked your nose, I don't know, whatever. These 2 fingers. Now, we've only done chords where we put 1 finger in a space, so we're now going to be looking at using more than 1 fret. So you need to make sure that your fingers are used to working individually. Do a couple of exercises like this. You can imagine you're a synchronized swimmer. Sometimes it's good to just run across the desk, maybe jump, do the splits, stretch those fingers, make sure that they can work independently, because they're not only going on different frets, but they're going to be going on different strings, so they're going to be going at different heights around the ukulele. Okay, if you think you're ready and you've warmed your fingers up, let's go. 1st fret, what I would like you to do is, on the 1st fret, count down. You can imagine these strings are like a ladder, and you're going to go top string, 2nd string, 3rd string, and you're going to plant your finger on the 3rd string, 1st fret, so that's 1, 2, 3, first fret, you're going to leave it there. Okay, now this is the tricky bit. Sometimes your other fingers don't want to move without that one. If you need to use this hand to hold that one down or move your other fingers, that's fine. You should get it eventually. But remember, we're going to leave our first finger on the first fret, third string. Thumb should be halfway down like that. Your second finger, your middle one, the one I'm wiggling now, okay, that is going to leap, if you like, stretch. If you've got big hands like me, you're fine. You're going to stretch all the way on the second fret to the top string and leave it there. Okay, so that's on the top string, the first string, on the second fret. I'll hold that nice and closely for you. It's that sort of shape there. Okay, and you remember I said earlier, we need curly fingers. Can you see how my fingers are curled? If I had flat fingers, so watch this one now, if I had a flat finger, then that stops the other strings from ringing, and you sound like an idiot. Whereas if you had curly fingers, and your thumb is halfway down, you've got that Lego-like hand, on those two spaces, you should get like that. Your F chord. So have a go at that for me now. Okay, your F chord. Remember that's first fret, third string down, and second fret, top string. Okay, you've got that. Curly fingers. Give that a little play. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Whatever's easiest. Okay? Now, if you're feeling comfortable with that, we're going to do a couple of experiments. That's your F chord. You're going to need to be able to swap between all the others as well. So I'd like you to start with your F chord. Hopefully you remember where that is. Okay? Third string down, first fret, top string, second fret. Like that. And you will notice that if you pop your first finger off, you will have A minor. A minor. So the first challenge you're going to do for me is you're just going to swap from F to A minor, F, 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 A minor, F. Like that, okay? F and A minor. Once you're feeling comfortable, you're then going to put your F chord back, those two fingers like that. You're going to use your third finger again, this one over here. Might not want to wiggle on its own, so if you need to do this, that's fine. And you're going to try swapping between F and C. Now if you watch my hand, my thumb does come up slightly for this, and I kind of rock my hand back and forth like you're trying to get a baby to sleep. Okay? F, C, F, C. I'm just rocking my hand, okay? And you're going to try going F, C, F, C. Now the trick is, when you go to your C chord, to keep your fingers, if you look closely at my hand, ready for the F chord. F, C, 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 F. Hooray. So there you go, that's your F chord, okay? Practice those things until you're feeling really comfortable. Maybe come up with a little pattern, or you could do some spelling tests. I do this. You could say the word cafe, C-A-F-E. We know C, we know A minor, we know F. Go C, A minor, F. Do you know another word with those chords? Fantastic. F, A minor, N, T, A minor again, fantastic, S, T, I, C. There you go. So you can do things like that. Practice those three chords in any order you like, using those specific fingers. So C, A minor, and F. Okay? Hello! So this is the last chord we need to learn for My Lighthouse. And man, is it the hard one. Okay? You need 3 fingers. You need to know what a triangle looks like. And you need to be able to fit those 3 fingers in a tiny space. Now, I've got massive hands, and I can do it. So those of you who definitely have smaller hands than me, you can definitely do this. Those of you that have bigger hands than me, well done. So, G chord, 3 fingers, sounds like that. We don't put any fingers on the top string. So if at any point you have a finger up there, then you're in the wrong place, okay? and it only uses the 2nd and the 3rd frets. So you need to first locate your 2nd and your 3rd frets. Put your fingers on them like that and you're good to go. 2nd fret, 3rd fret. Okay? Then, what I would like you to do, this is where it gets tricky. You're going to take your first finger and put it on the 2nd fret, so that's this one, on the 2nd string down. You should notice that this string is the thickest one on the ukulele. Okay, so this is 2nd string down, 2nd fret, 2, 2, 2nd fret, 2nd string. And you're going to leave that finger there. It should sound like this. Okay? Now, once you've got it there, this bit is vital, but can then confuse you or can make it really hard. What you need to do, remember how we're kind of pinching the ukulele, our thumb is up halfway down the back, we've got that curly finger. I would like you to just gently rotate your hand like that, okay? See how I'm getting closer to the tuners? You're going to rotate your hand until you're closer to the tuners. Your 2nd finger, or your middle finger, whatever you want to call it, that one I'm wiggling now, that is going to join this finger on the 2nd fret, but it's going to go on the bottom string. So you should have, if you look at your ukulele, top string, nothing on it, 2nd string, 1st finger, 3rd string, nothing on it, 4th string, 2nd finger. Looks like that. If you then played each string, it should sound like that. Okay, each string can ring because I've rotated my hand, they fit comfortably, and I've got curly fingers. Okay, next, and you might need to use this hand to pull your finger around, that's fine. You're going to put your 3rd finger, and I call this one 3, 3, 3. Your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret, so this one here, on the 1, 2, 3, 3rd string down. So you've got a triangle shape like that, okay? So that's 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 3rd string down, okay? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3rd finger. It's going to go there. And you need to make sure that this finger stays curly without interfering with those two, because if any of them go flat like this or get in the way, then you're going to have, doesn't sound great. Whereas if you've got nice curly fingers with that rotated hand, your elbow might stick out, that's fine, okay? You're going to have that lovely sounding G chord. And for this, I rotate my hand and I do pull my thumb up the back, but only once I've got that shape. If I did it in slow motion, I would go 1, 2, turn, 3, get a bit more comfortable. Give that a little play once you've got it. If any of the strings sound like that, check your fingers individually, make sure they're not touching any others. So we've got a triangle, we're not using the top string. We've got 2 fingers on the 2nd fret, 1 finger on the 3rd fret, that's weird, and if your fingers are as bendy as mine, that's quite entertaining. Anyway, you didn't need that in the video, whatever. And you've got 3 fingers in a triangle. Okay, so give that a little play. G, 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 G. Anyway, once you've got that, here's your challenge. Can you swap to the other chords? Now you're in luck. From this G chord, your 3rd finger is only 1 string higher than it would need to be. Ready for the C chord. So I'm going to pop it down a string, take the other 2 off, C chord. Can you then put the other 2 back on, build your G chord again, and can you go G, C? If you've ever heard that thing which goes, oh whoops, that's just a G chord on the end like that. See? A minor, G. Okay, and you can just do different orders, get your fingers swapping and making sure they're always curly. There you go. So, good luck. That's your G chord. Remember, 3 fingers, triangle, not on the top string, 2nd and 3rd frets, and it's going to go 1, 2, 3 on like that. Okay, so that's the sort of shape you're looking for. Good luck. Have fun. In the next video, we'll be playing the actual song.